Oh, it's been a long 6 months, hasn't it? I haven't made a video in 6 months. Now, I've made shorts and posted on Instagram a lot, but I haven't made a CD and vinyl collection video in 6 months. The last time I did a video was in February, and I've gotten a lot since then. Now, this one is probably going to be a little bit different than usual. Instead of me spending like almost an hour on the vinyls, because I've gotten like 3 new ones since last time. So we're going to fly through the vinyls real quick, because the CDs should probably take a while, because I've gotten a lot since then. So, start from the beginning. We got Led Zeppelin 2, the first vinyl I ever got. Now the vinyls I've recently got, I'll show the inside of those, but the other ones, you can go back to older videos. We got the Dark Side of the Moon, classic album, never gets old. One of a classic to own on vinyl. Next we got Paranoid, my first Black Sabbath vinyl, and rest in peace, Ozzy. He will be missed. And I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I didn't use that in the video I made. But to be honest, I kind of forget that vinyl's even back there, so that's kind of on me as well. Then we got Metal Magic, Pantera's first album. Yes, Cowboys from Hell was not their first album. It was Metal Magic, and it's pretty underrated in my opinion. Now these are gonna get on my nerves because they're not sitting up completely, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Next we got Projects in the Jungle, one of my favorites. I Am Night, which is my actual favorite. I like the 80s albums from Pantera, if you couldn't tell. And then Power Metal. This was the first Pantera vinyl I've ever got, and the first one from the 80s. Now, if you want to see the inside of these, go check out my older videos. Alright, to make this a little bit more easier on myself, I'm gonna move this and make it a lot easier. We got Metallica's demo album. I can't say the name of that, but you get the idea. This was supposed to be what Kill 'Em All was supposed to look like. Now this one is my most recent vinyl. I got this last week, and it's a pretty good little bootleg. I know it's not the actual thing, but it still does its job. The vinyl is pink for some reason, and there's not much to this except it's the original version of like what Kill 'Em All was supposed to be, and it has the songs off the demo and the original Hit the Lights from the Metal Massacre demo or compilation with Lloyd Grant on guitar, and Dave Mustaine and Ron McGovney make an appearance on this. But for some reason, Cliff Burton is on the back, but I'm not complaining. I love seeing Cliff any chance I get. He's always going to be my idol. No one else can replace that. Anyways, to also go a little bit faster, we are going to just fly through the ones that I already shown. So Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Live at the Hammersmith Odeon, the 599 EP, 98 EP, and Just For All, which today is the 37th anniversary of this album. Plus I'm wearing the shirt, if you couldn't tell. Then we got the Black Album, Load, I Wish I Had Reload, Garage Inc., and S&M1. And then I would have all the Metallica albums: Saint Anger, Death Magnetic, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, S&M2, 72 Seasons, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, Peace Sells But Who's Buying, Rust in Peace, Slayer Show No Mercy, and yes, I forgot to mention Megadeth. I'm very sorry. Haunting the Chapel. Alright, so the reason I stopped for a second is because this was the first vinyl I've gotten this year, and the cool thing about it was it wasn't planned, but that's what's fun about it. And that was my first vinyl in a year because my last vinyl, we will get to that in a second. So here's the poster, which is the album artwork, which is very awesome. I'm probably gonna be a singer of this. Anyways, we will fix that in a second. Next we have the vinyl itself is a normal black, and that's pretty much it. The only thing I have to say is it was very overpriced in my opinion, but it's Slayer. What can you do about it? I mean, it was worth it though. And all the lyrics are on the back, and it has Aggressive Perfector, which was their first song ever. And yeah, very sick EP. Maybe shouldn't have been priced at $27, but I have it. So then we got Live Undead. This one was my last vinyl from last year. Very sick live album, and it's part of the Metal Blade record era. Not much to say about it, so it's a very amazing live album. And now we got Hell Awaits. This one is my favorite Slayer vinyl that I have. Very, very amazing album. Probably one of my favorites from Slayer in general. This one was also not planned as well, because I mean, the day I got it, I went to my favorite record store, found that, grabbed it, and at the same time, they started selling CDs at that record shop I go to, so, but we will get into that later. Now this one, I'm not going to open the poster because that was annoying, but here's the poster. And if you flip it over, it makes a little red thing, which I will have to show that in a second. A picture of it. And then you got the lyric sheet with some awesome photos. I think my favorite song off this album is At Dawn They Sleep, but Hell Awaits will always be my favorite because that intro gets me hyped every time. And here's the vinyl itself. Now, there's only 7 songs on this album because they were really into Merciful Fate, and this is probably the only time I think a Slayer song is at least, like, long, but it's a great album. I'm never gonna hate this album. It's always gonna be one of my favorites. It's always gonna be in the top 3 or top 5, because, I mean, Slayer's top 5 albums, their first 5 albums, are always gonna be their best, but also the one after, Seasons in the Abyss, will always be my other favorite, and we will get into that in a second. Alright, so remember I mentioned the Slayer poster thing. If you flip it over, it has like kind of a little bit of the logo, kind of some red. Now, if you get all 4 of the Metal Blade record reissues, if you flip over the album artwork, it will make this. Very awesome work to do, and I think that's probably the most cool thing you can do with the poster, except also you have the album artwork. But anyways, we're almost done with the vinyls, and yes, I know this is usually quicker than usual. We're usually on like probably the 3rd or 4th vinyl, but I have way more CDs than usual. I've been getting so many that it's kind of impossible to do this in a matter of time. And if I had enough time, I probably could make a very long video, but I don't want to do that because I've got other stuff to do. That's why I don't post every month or every few weeks, because I like to let my collection build up, and over time I get more and more, and then you can see how my collection evolves. But anyways, we have 3 more vinyls left. Alright, so we got Rain and Blood, one of my favorites, South of Heaven, and Divine Intervention. Now this one is amazing. I don't get why people hate it, but that's it for the vinyls. I've gotten 3 so far this year. I mean, we're only in September. We're not even in October, November, or December yet. I'm sure December I'll probably get another one. But this is my vinyl so far. And yes, quicker than usual, but I have way more CDs to get through. So I'm gonna put this back and we will get on with the CDs. Alright, we got the first stack of CDs. Now, this stack is considered my hair metal or glam metal CDs, but some CDs in there aren't really considered glam, but they're in there because sometimes I don't have a place for stuff. But we will get that all figured out at some point, and I never know if I'm going to be able to get a shelf or not. And if I do, you will probably notice that change, because next time I do this video will probably be at the end of January. Anyways, so I don't know if I mentioned this. This is going to be probably the new angle for now. If I ever get a shelf, it'll be a lot more better. But the point is, the reason I wanted to do this angle is because I can have hands free. I can just grab it, open it, all that. Now, I don't really like this angle all that much because you have to like see my legs, my shirt, maybe my foot. I don't like that, but it's what I gotta do, so I gotta have like long pants, all that stuff. But it really makes it a lot more easier, and you get to see more than usual of the CD, because usually I have to just, So, starting off, we got Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. I got this on my birthday, because I go to this shop in Mebane, North Carolina. It's called McKay's. If you ever want to go by there, you should. It's a good place to get, like, books, CDs. Now, the vinyls are kind of, I don't buy the vinyls from there. I go to the different place for that. But it's a good place to get movies and all that stuff. Now, the fact I haven't had this album before this year is kind of crazy, but it's all gonna work out though. Now the cool thing is it shows the original album cover. This is what the album cover was supposed to be, and that got shut down real quick. And we got pictures of the band. Now, this is someone I know's favorite album, and it's posted up on Instagram. I think I posted the same day I got it. But this is Bon Jovi's best album. I'm always going to think that. That's why it was his biggest album. Now, the stuff that I have of Bon Jovi now, don't really like that much, but I have it because I got it for a very cheap price. I wasn't going to let that down. So we got Bounce. Don't really know much about these albums. It's just they're in my collection. And if I ever get the chance to listen to them, I will state my opinion somewhere. Yeah, I've never taken the booklet out. Very, not the greatest feel of a booklet, but yeah, I got it for $2 anyways. Alright, if I cut every now and then, it's probably because I gotta blow my nose. I think I'm getting sick again, and if that's the case, I'm gonna be very mad, but I can't help it. Anyways, next we got The Circle. These albums are kind of forgettable, but I paid for them, so I guess I have to stick with them. I mean, if I ever want to get the rest of his albums, I can do so, and I've already got like 4 so far. I don't really got much to say about these albums because I've never really listened to them. Now, Slippery When Wet, I've heard the hits, but I've also heard a song called, gotta check once I get this booklet in. It's getting on my nerves. I hate when the booklets don't want to do right. They make no sense sometimes. And then when the jewel case is bending back like this, I hate when they do that. And then we got Have a Nice Day. I think this one had a hit. I'm not too sure. Like I've said, I don't really have much to say for these albums, except that I have them. But I think the album that I want to own is, I think, the album he released right after Slippery When Wet. What is that called? Alright, check. Yes, I have to look it up because I'm not like the biggest Bon Jovi fan, but I don't mind listening to his stuff every now and then or owning it. New Jersey, that's what it's called. But the song I was talking about was Social Disease. That song is really good. Now, you might be like, why is Faith No More with Bon Jovi? Just ain't got a place for it. But the band underneath can explain it. So we got The Real Thing. This is the first album with Mike Patton. I never knew Faith No More had a different singer before him. But sometimes you just gotta learn after a long time. And the booklet is one of these. And I think they do a Black Sabbath cover, War Pigs. Never really listened to that one yet, but when I get the chance, I'll be sure to listen to that. But the big hit off of this album was Epic. That's all I gotta say. And then we got Primus selling The Sea of Cheese. Now, Primus, I really need to listen to more of their songs. But I think my favorite Primus album was... I don't have it with me, so I don't really know what it was called. But I remember it was in like 1990. Frizzle Fry from 1990. It's got John the Fisherman, Too Many Puppies, stuff like that. I like that album. But this one, it's got Tommy the Cat, Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, and the other stuff. I need to give a listen. I've been getting a little bit into Primus over the past 2 years. It's not really much to work with this booklet. It's just the lyrics, but on the back it's a little picture of the band, so it does its job. And then we got Pork Soda, which has their big hit, My Name is Mud. I don't remember if this has a booklet. Yes, it does. Oh my god. I forgot. I have a bunch of monster cans, so you're probably gonna hear those pop every now and then. It's kind of rare, but that scared me. I forgot. I think it was this one. I don't know, people like touching my stuff. But yeah, there's no pictures, just the lyrics. But I think this might be an original version. I don't know. I got it for maybe I think $1. Let me check if I still got the receipt. Somehow I lost the receipt, but I still have some of the other ones. Maybe I'll find it one day. Next we got Skid Row, their debut album. Youth Gone Wild was a great song. 18 in Life was a good song. I'm not like the hugest Skid Row fan either, but the first 2 albums are pretty good. That's why I have them. But I don't mind buying their other stuff either if I ever get the chance. And maybe one day I'll just sit down and listen to the album again. Rattlesnake Shake is a good song though. I remember listening to that. And then we got Slave to the Grind. This is the censored version. I'm hoping I find the uncensored version with the song. You already can probably guess what that one's called. But I'll find it at some point, and then I'll have 2 copies, one with the censored version and one with the uncensored version. And this booklet still smells like weird pepper jack cheese. I do not understand why it smells like that. But yes, I know I bought it used, so what did I expect? But at the same time, it's just like, ugh. But there's nothing I can do about it, except just deal with it. I don't know, sometimes used CDs that are like old, they got a weird smell to them, but there's nothing you can really do about it, but you can still enjoy the album. It's not like you're just gonna be smelling the booklet every time you listen to it, because that's just weird. And then we got Poison. Now Poison, I think I had 2 of their albums the last time I recorded, but I finally found their debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In. I Want Action's a good song. Look What the Cat Dragged In, Talk Dirty to Me, #1 Bad Boy. These songs are great. I mean, CeCe's guitar tone's pretty good on this album. It's just the lyrics and whatnot. Not much to work with on this one, but it's a great album. I'm glad I finally have it, because Poison's first 3 albums are good, and then I don't know what happened after that. Maybe I might get those, I don't know. And then we got Open Up and Say Ah, which is, this is the original cover, and not the censored one where it's just the eyes. I don't understand why censorship was so weird back then. I'm trying not to mess up my words, because I'm not the greatest with words sometimes. And I think this one has the first Poison song I ever listened to, Nothing But a Good Time. One day I'm going to recreate that video I made when I was little. Have a guitar, purple bandana. I'll do it one day. Now this album is great, and I'm glad I bought the CD when I did, because as soon as the album kicks on, it played my favorite song that I'd never heard of before until I bought the CD, which I'm very glad I did. Love on the Rocks is probably one of my favorite Poison songs. It's really good. I love the intro. And then we got Flesh and Blood, which this is the original cover as well, with the blood dripping down the leg. And I think the only song I really know off this album is Unskinny Bop. Now, it's a great album. I might give it a listen. There's some albums I have that I haven't heard all the way through, but the ones I have, I never regret it. I don't think I've ever pulled the booklet out for this one. Now, I'm going to try to be more quicker with each booklet because next thing I know, I'm probably going to have to rush because I don't want to be rushing sometimes. But I think once I get through the death metal CDs, I might not be able to open and show the booklets and everything. Next, we got Cinderella Night Songs. I got this one back in May. I have the receipt of that day. Now, that one, I didn't lose, surprisingly. I paid $7 for that album. Now, was it worth it? Yeah, it was. It's always worth it. Now, why did I keep the receipt? Because the place I get my CDs from, they have like a little sticker with the price, and sometimes I forget how much I paid. It's a great album. I think Shake Me was the big hit. But there's some good songs on this album. Now, my favorite is the next album we're about to get into, if I can get these booklets in, because I feel like putting the booklet back is what takes forever. That's why I'm gonna probably have to start cutting the video. And finally, for the first stack of the, like, this is all one stack, it's just I gotta put it in separate stacks so it doesn't fall over. Long Cold Winter. Now, this one has my favorite, Gypsy Road. Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. My favorite song is If You Don't Like It. Amazing song. Some songs, it's good to just buy the album because next thing you know, you have another favorite. Cool little, forgot what they're called, advertisement of Night Songs. Didn't even know that was there because I've never really taken the booklet out. I don't even think I've posted this album yet on Instagram. And at the end of the video, I will shout out my Instagram. Now, this time, I'm hopefully going to be able to publish the video because I did this video a few weeks ago. And the reason I didn't publish it is because I kind of rushed, didn't like it. I spent like an hour on the vinyls. We have Quiet Riot Metal Health. This one took forever to buy because I've wanted this album since 2022. That's 3 years. And for some reason, I never bought it. Couldn't just order it. But I'm glad I waited because the day I bought this, I heard the album all the way through and I heard my favorite song. It is number 5. But it's nice to hear Metal Health, Bang Your Head. Great song. Now, this one I've published on Instagram, which I'm probably going to mention my Instagram a few times, but gotta do what I gotta do. Now, their first 2 albums are probably hard to find. If I ever find those, I'll be very happy to show them off because they're kind of rare, and they have the late Randy Rhoads on them. And if you don't know who Randy Rhoads is, he's the guitarist that was originally playing for Ozzy, which they both have passed, but they get to see each other once again. He was an amazing guitarist, but I've never heard his work on Quiet Riot, but maybe one day. Now we're finally into the big hair metal band, Motley Crue. Now, I finally got all their studio albums, but I still need to replace the Generation Swine I have because it's censored. I hate censored albums because it ruins it because you can hear the bleep. I hate it. Like, it's awful. Too Fast for Love was one of my favorites, I think. I mean, Livewire, Merry Go Round, Take Me to the Top, On With the Show, amazing songs. Now, I'm hoping I don't go in and out of the thing. Amazing album. Couldn't get enough of it. And I'm very happy I have it, but I need to get the version with the other songs. I forgot what the remasters are called. And I'm probably gonna be burping a few times, so I do apologize. I cannot help that. Then we got Shout at the Devil. I'm mad because this is the, I think, Walmart exclusive. I bought it at a CD shop. It's the place I go to get my music, but it was like, I think the last time I went there at their old location before they moved. And now, the thing is, the cover moves like that, but it's been falling apart, but the original cover's under it. So at that point, I might as well just take it off, you know what I mean? What's the point? But ain't nothing I can do about it. Because I might have to glue it. But, yeah, you just got the picture of the band. And then they do the Beatles cover, Helter Skelter. I think Too Young to Fall in Love is my favorite song off the album. And it's just amazing. It's kind of a little heavy. Alright, now this one has it. The Crusoe Crew, the remasters. This is Theater of Pain. Now, I want to get the version like this for, Shout at the Devil and Too Fast for Love, because the demo for Shout at the Devil is pretty good and all that. I think Louder Than Hell is probably my favorite. Oh, the VHS. I remember that. Next is Girls, Girls, Girls. I kind of hate that album now because someone ruined it for me. Just because it's not like, I mean, it's a great album. It's just, it's kind of lost its greatness, in my opinion, because like the songs I like are Wild Side, the title track, You're All I Need, and the Elvis cover they did. Everything else I kind of just don't want to listen to because some people make it kind of weird. But I think that's another original. I don't think it's an original, but you know what I mean. Now, once I get through all these, I'm probably just going to stop showing the booklet because it kind of takes a little bit too long. Plus, I have a lot more albums to get through, so I might have to speed it up. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one, I don't know what is wrong with it. It is just not doing good no more, the casing. So I'm not going to try to mess with this one. I do not understand what is wrong with this one. Dr. Feelgood. This was the first Mötley Crüe album I bought. Picture of the band. I think Mick Mars just looks sick. Their big album, and the reason I hate this one is because they could have put the demos, they could have put something, but they put the live versions of the songs, and you know what I can do? I can buy the live album. Ruins the purpose of the bonus tracks, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. Because, yeah, it says, from the album Live Entertainment of Death. I've seen it many times. At that point, I can just buy it. Next, we have probably one of my favorite Mötley Crüe CDs I have, Decade of Decadence. I think that's how you say it. It has Primal Scream, Anarchy in the UK, some new songs and some remixes. It's a very awesome CD. I'm very happy I have it because it's kind of, you know, sometimes I can't find it anywhere else. So I'm very happy I bought it when I did, because I haven't seen it much since then. But if I ever do, I'm probably gonna buy another copy, but I might give it away. Then you got the collage and everything. It's a 6 CD, and it's very awesome. Very awesome. And then Vince left the band, did his solo stuff, and that means this is the last time his voice sounded the greatest. And then we got the self-titled release. Now the booklet I probably can't show because there's a little, yeah. I love this album. It's very heavy. Alright, I'm gonna get through these because the albums that I need to show the booklet, I will pull those out. Because some of these don't even have any pictures. Generation Swine, this is probably my most recent Motley Crue CD. And it's censored, so I gotta replace it. And how did I know it was censored? Just played the first song. But I have all their albums now, so that's nice. New Tattoo. Now this album doesn't have Tommy Lee. Don't know why. Then we got Red, White, and Crew. I'm very happy to have this because it was kind of not really what I was looking for that day, but I got it to start off my summer. It has Toast of the Town, my favorite, the Black Widow demo from 1983. And then it's got some like remixes, all that stuff, new songs, old songs that didn't get released. Then we got the Saints of Los Angeles. Not much to say, just alright. We got the greatest hits. God, why are these CDs like this? It's a great compilation, that's all I gotta say. Then we got The Dirt, amazing movie, alright soundtrack. I mean, it's pretty much the greatest hit album with like 4 new songs that aren't the greatest, because if you've heard Motley Crue now, they don't really sound all that great. And then we got the infamous Canceled EP with 3 songs. Crazy, I paid $10 for that just for it to be mid. But it was nice to listen to it for the first time on physical media and not streaming. I like doing that from time to time. It's kind of fun. Alright. Next are my death metal CDs, and probably one of my favorites. Alright, so I have my death metal CDs ready. So let's get on with it. So we have Mantis, Death My Metal. This is Chuck Schuldner's first band. Before Death. Some of these songs are on Death. Scream Bloody Gore. Mainly Evil Dead. And the riff for Legion of Doom. And there's the band, there's Chuck. The song Legion of Doom, the riff is on the song Spiritual Healing. And if you're wondering when it is when he goes, practice what you preach. That part. It's an amazing CD to have. Hopefully soon I will have the Control Denied album and some of the other Death stuff that I don't have with me yet. Anyways, next we have Death, Scream Bloody Gore. This is their debut album. Chris Reifert. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. If you didn't know, he's the drummer and vocalist for another band that we will get into. Now, I won't be able to show the book list this time, but if I ever get a chance, I might can start making separate videos of just one part of my collection. If you want to see that, let me know. Then we got Leprosy, amazing album. I just remember, this is like January, I think, I just grabbed the CD. I was looking through them, and sometimes I'll put the CD in the CD player, just listen for a minute, and next thing I know, I've listened to the whole album. Spiritual Healing, one of my favorites. I will listen to this one any time, any day, any chance I get. Love this album. James Murphy is an amazing guitarist. He's on Obituary. He's an amazing guitarist. Solos are great. We got Human, probably the first Take Deck album ever made. Just an amazing album, that's all I can say. I love Death, but sometimes they're so good that you can't even put words into their stuff, like the solos, the riffs, Chuck's vocals, the drumming, all that. And if I didn't mention, Terry Butler only played on one album. I mean, one. I don't know. I put two. He's featured on 2 albums, but he's only played for one because he had a panic attack in the Leprosy session. So Chuck had to do the bass on that album as well because he did the bass on Scream Bloody Gore. We got Individual Thought Patterns, and the King Diamond guitarist did solos for this album. Andy LaRocque. Sick guitarist, very awesome guitarist. That's him right there. And Gene Hoglan finally makes his first appearance. Gene Hoglan is an amazing guitarist. Sometimes, if he ever does play, I don't know why I said guitarist. I meant drummer. I said guitarist because I was talking about Andy LaRocque. That was a bad mess up. I can't cut that out. I feel like Gene has played guitar though. Maybe. His drumming is great. And on Symbolic as well. Masterpiece of an album. Bobby does great on guitar. I think I've seen him in that Death by Metal documentary. And dude's dreads are insane. And then we got The Sound of Perseverance, which its anniversary was a few days ago. Posted that album as well. Maybe a week ago, I don't know. And the drummer, I forgot what his name is. I gotta see. I forget the members' names sometimes, especially because there's so many members that were a part of Death, it's kind of insane. But ain't nothing we can do about it. Chuck made it work. Richard Christy. If you didn't know who that is, he's now on the Howard Stern show, that famous, infamous, controversial radio station. And all I gotta say is, whatever makes him happy, that's what he can do. Alright, now we're getting into the stuff that I don't know if this will get this age restricted or whatever, but I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for anything. I'm just doing this for the love of my stuff. Cannibal Corpse. We have Cannibal Corpse, Eating Back to Life. This is their debut album, and I love doing vocals to this album. Chris's vocals are amazing. Oh. So if you put this into computer, there's a bonus video, and the thing that makes me mad is the live songs for these albums have George Corpse Grinder. I don't hate George Corpse Grinder. He's an amazing vocalist. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I was not a huge fan of that era of Cannibal Corpse, and it would have been sick if they did like a live version of the song from with Chris, but they did it. but that's alright. And then we got Butchered at Birth, one of my favorite. I think I've wanted this album for the longest time. It's been like 3 years. It took me 3 years to get this album, but it's mine now. Fallen of the Soul has Deicide, bassist and vocalist Glenn Bitton. Then we got Tomb of the Mutilated, one of my favorites. I love every song. Hammer Smash Face is my favorite to do vocals to. And then you got Necropedophile. Very interesting stuff. Probably the most disturbing lyrics of the album. Probably the most messed up song they've ever done. But that shows that Chris doesn't care. And I love that. And then we got The Bleeding. This is the last album with Chris before he formed 6 Feet Under. I kind of like 6 Feet Under, not like their newer stuff. I'm talking about like Haunted, I think Warpath, Maximum Violence, stuff like that. Not the newer stuff, that's awful. We got Obituary, Slowly We Rot. Now, since last time I only had 1 Obituary CD, now I got 3. Slowly We Rot is probably my favorite album they've ever made, but then Cause of Death gets up there very quickly. Turn Inside Out, Dying, Finally Arise, Body Bag Infected, Chop in Half, the Celtic Frost cover, Circle of the Tyrants. I love this album. And originally this album cover was for Sepultura. That never happened. It got switched around. And the funny thing is, they're wearing the Beneath the Remains shirt, which makes it kind of funny. And then we got the Best of Obituary. I got this a few weeks ago. Awesome compilation. That's all I gotta say. Amazing compilation. It's got my favorite songs, like Don't Care, I'm in Pain, The Incomplete, all that stuff. And then we got Autopsy. Now about Autopsy, the drummer is Chris from Death's first album, Scream Bloody Gore. I cannot say his last name. Severed Survival is a very special album to me because I listened to it at a very great time of my life, and I will never forget about that. And the original cover is very gory, and yeah, songs are great. They bring me back. Love it to death. And then we got Mental Funeral. I got this one for my birthday this year. It was great. It's a great album. It's like very sludgy. It's kind of hard to explain. Alright, before I get to this stack, I'm gonna put this one back because it looks like it's about to fall over. I don't want it to fall over. Alright, so now we're on to Suffocation. Only got 3 of their albums. Last time I didn't even have Suffocation, so that's kind of sick that I have them now. I got my 3 favorites. Human Waste. I love this. This is their first like EP, first ever release, but not their debut album. This is it's a great EP. It's got 2 bonus tracks, but the song Human Waste is probably my favorite off of this because, well, duh. Then we got FG of the Forgotten, their debut album. It's an amazing album. This was like I think my first most liked post on Instagram. Just every song is great. Every song is great. That's all I gotta say. Suffocation, you don't even gotta say anything. They're just that good. Then we got Despise the Sun, which has my favorite song, Funeral Inception. It's a fun song that they play live, and the bass player sits the bass down, like all the way, it's touching the floor, and he's doing his thing, and his head just goes, like it looks like it kind of can like just snap his neck, but that never happens. Now, I forgot what his name is, but he didn't play on that album, but man, he does a great live when he's just doing his thing. And then we got one of my favorite death metal bands at the moment and of all time for now. I love a lot of death metal bands, but Carcass, I love Carcass. I got into them in like March, and I finished their albums August 3rd, I think. Whenever I came back from the beach this year. And man, this hasn't even been that long yet. So last time I did this video, I was showing Carcass, and then I had to speed it up. Now these two albums, I can show the booklet. It's not really real gore, but maybe, I don't know. Now sadly, I didn't put the booklet up correctly last time when I was filming the video, so it kind of got bent back, and it really hurts my soul to see that, but it didn't mess up too bad. This is the original artwork and the original back of the like vinyl. This is considered the first grindcore album. There's also Repulsion, Horrified, Napalm Death, Scum, but this one, I agree, this is probably the first. But if it's not, I don't care, it's great. I mean, Genital Grinder is an amazing way to start off the album, and then just hell kicks in on the second song, and then it's just nothing blast beat. Jeff Walker and Bill Steer's vocals are great. They were a three-piece band for I think 2 or 3 albums, and then they found the guitarist. Recapitulation is great, and we got Symphonies of Sickness. This one also has the original artwork as well, and then the censor artwork's on the back. The thing is, I almost paid $60 just for those two back in April, and man, I'm glad I did, because these versions are great. We got the original artwork. There's the band. There's Ken, who sadly isn't in the band anymore, but he still sees them live. I respect him for that. He's a great drummer. I'm very sad that he's not in the band anymore, but he had his medical issues, and I completely understand. But dude, he was a beast at the drums. I love his drumming. And Jeff Walker's like famous dreadlocks, dude. This part of the cover I don't like too much. That one, when you look at it at like 3 in the morning, kind of messes with your stomach a little bit. Kind of makes you want to throw up a little bit, but it's all right though. I'm not like completely like queasy over that. It's just a little bit unsettling, but ain't nothing you can do about it. Oh, then we got Necroticism. This is a cheap version I got off of Amazon, and it has the tools of the Trade EP and 2 live songs. Amazing album. And this is where they ditched the gore grind and grindcore stuff and just went full on death metal. And then you got Hard Work. This is the Ultimate Edition with the EP and the Hard Work demos and the album. My favorite songs on this album: Embodiment. This is another one of those cheap ones. I have 3 of those. I will hopefully be able to replace that and also get the physical version of the Hard Work EP and the Tools of the Trade. So that's like 5 CDs I gotta get, but it will be worth it because they sound better. We've got Swan Song. I love this album. I mean, Keep On Running in the Free World, Rock the Vote, Go to Hell, Child's Play, Black Star, Polarized. It's just great. And then this is Ken Owen's last appearance on the actual album. And then we got Wake Up and Smell the Carcass with the infamous JFK autopsy photo. I love this compilation. It's got like 5 songs from the Swan Song sessions, and then some radio stuff, and then the Tools of the Trade EP, and the Hard Work EP as well. And then some other stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Then we got Choice Cuts. And the reason I bought this is because it has the Peel sessions. The Peel sessions are from John Peel. I think that's his name. From the BBC. I think Nirvana and some other bands have done stuff like that. That's the main reason I bought this. And then we got Surgical Steel, which this is in a little papery plastic thing. And the reason is because what the seller I got this from on eBay, I don't know if they smoked heavily, reeks of cigarettes. Just reeks of cigarettes. So I put it in here. Originally this was on this CD, but I had to switch it over to this so the smell doesn't contaminate everything else. And I hate that smell. I hate it. But anyways, let's get this open so I can show this one off. Yeah, even though this has been in there for months, it still smells like cigarettes. But there's nothing I can do. It's contaminated. It's ruined. But hey, there ain't nothing I can do about it. Oh, that's all I'm gonna probably show, because I need to get on with this stuff. Because I have a bunch more CDs to get through. And I'm gonna fly through those. Trust me, because we're already almost an hour in. Next we got Surgical Remission, Surplus Steel EP. This is some songs that are supposed to be on Surgical Steel but aren't. It has Intense Battery Brooding, which is on this version because it's the deluxe version with one bonus track. And then it has 1985, which is the intro for this album. And then 3 other sick, amazing songs. And I know I probably already showed the disc, but this is a Beatle reference if you didn't know that, because Apple. Then we got the Despicable EP. Not much to work with. It's very thin. These songs are, I think, from the Torn Arteries session. And Under the Scalpel Blade, which is on Torn Arteries, which is Carcass's most recent album so far. And maybe their last, I don't know. Now the sick thing is the booklet. I gotta show off the booklet. I gotta. And I'm hoping it works. Alright. So if you don't know what it is, it's a heart slowly rotting until it turns into like pig carcasses, I think. That's it for my death metal CDs. So now we gotta get on with the Beatles after I get through Tool, which Tool shouldn't be too long. Well, next we have Tool. We have the Opiate EP, which I think was the first, no, not the first CD. Then we got Undertow. Enema. Now some of these I wish I could take out the booklet, but it takes forever, and we gotta get a little bit of a move on, you know. And then we got Lateralis, sick album cover, sick album, Schism, all that. And then we got 10,000 Days, which is a very awesome CD, if you do it the right way. Like, I forgot how you're supposed to do it, but it's sick. It's very awesome. You know, very trippy. I remember when I got this album, I remember the disc got switched out, so I had to return it, and everything's back to normal now. Then we got Fear Inoculum. Sick little album thing. It's a book. This was the last Tool album I have gotten, so whenever they release a new album, I will be all caught up. Alright, here are all my Beatles CDs. I have a lot of Beatles CDs because I got a lot of bootlegs, all that stuff. So without further ado, we're gonna get through all these for like really quick, because every CD from now on I'm gonna have to fly through because I got a lot to get through. So we got Tony Sheridan and the Beatles. We got the early tapes of the Beatles. Then we got Beatles tapes 2, some interviews. Then we got Please Please Me with the Beatles. The Beatles' second album. Very sick little bootleg. We got Hard Day's Night. Beatles for Sale. Beatles 65 and 6. I think that one's from Russia. And we got Help. Rubber Soul. Then we got Yesterday and Today, the original cover. We got Revolver. And we got Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Magical Mystery Tour. I think these are like the White Album sessions from, or demos from India, I think. I don't remember. Then we got the White Album. Then we got Yellow Submarine. Then we got Abbey Road. Then we got Abbey Road and Hey Jude. We got Let It Be. Then we got Past Masters Volume 1 and Volume 2. Then we got Live at the BBC. Then we got the Baby 2 single. Then we got Anthology 1. Then we got Freeze the Bird single. And then we got Anthology 2, Hopefully I Found the Real Love single. And then we got Anthology 3. Anthology 4 is coming out in November. We got Yellow Submarine, the soundtrack version. That's just the songs and not the one with the instrumental. Then we got One, Let It Be Naked, Love, Live at the BBC Volume 2. We got the Red and Blue album, 2023 version. And that's all my Beatles CDs for now. I'm sure I'll get more in the future because I have a lot of Beatles CDs and I'm always finding new ones every time. Next is AC/DC. Alright, so here's my AC/DC CDs. I finally finished all their albums. We got High Voltage, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, Let There Be Rock, Powerage, If You Want Blood, You Got It. And then we got the last one with Bon, Highway to Hell. And then Brian joined the band. Got Back in Black, For Those About to Rock, Flick of the Switch, 74 Jailbreak, Flaw on the Wall, Who Made Who, Blow Up Your Video, Racer's Edge, AC/DC Live. This is the 2-disc version. I'm very happy I found this one because I want the 2-disc version, not the 1-disc. We got Ball Breaker, Stiff Upper Lip, Black Ice, Live at the River Plate. And then we got Rocker Bust, which has a very sick cover. And then finally, we got their most recent album, Power Up. Next is Slayer. Alright, here are my Slayer CDs. We got Show No Mercy, Haunting the Chapel, Live Undead, Hell Awaits, Rain and Blood, South of Heaven, Seasons in the Abyss, Decade of Aggression, which Motley Crue took Decade of Decadence, so Divine Intervention, and there's that dude who carved Slayer in his arm. And we got Undisputed Attitude, just punk covers. And then we got 2 copies of Diablos Musica. This one is from Germany. This is the normal version. This one's got Wicked. I might have 3 versions of this album, and hopefully I'll have 2 versions of this album. And then we got Christ Illusion. Hopefully I'll get the version with, I think, Final 6. And then we got World Painted Blood, Repentless, the Repentless Trilogy, their last release, and then finally we have Kerry King's solo album. Why is this with Slayer? Because Kerry King is a part of Slayer, and this is probably the closest we'll get to a new Slayer album anytime soon. Next is Metallica. We're gonna fly through Metallica, and maybe while I do that, I can post the Metallica CD for today, or get it ready at least. Alright, so the video cut out mid recording, so hopefully we can continue. Now, either I'm gonna combine this in CapCut, so if you see a big cut or if you see CapCut at the end, that is because I had to combine them because the video cut out and I wasn't planning on that. But anyways, we're like halfway through and I'm not starting over, so let's continue. So we got to Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Garage Days Revisited, Justice for All, the Black Album. I have 2 versions, 3-disc and normal, and then we got Live Binge and Purge from 1993. Then we got Load, Reload, Whiskey in the Jar single, Garage Inc., which is where that single's from, and then we got S&M. Alright, I'm gonna put these back. Alright, then we got Saint Anger, Some Kind of Monster, EP, Death Magnetic, Lulu, Beyond Magnetic, Through the Never, Live, movie soundtrack, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, the normal version, and then we have the deluxe disc version, which has 3 discs and a bonus disc with some sick stuff, like the Lords of Summer song and some other stuff. And then we got this rare Metallica CD I found at McKay's, which is that place I mentioned a few times. It's got 20,000 copies in the world. I got number 5,316. And this was recorded during the Saint Anger period. This is the Many Faces of Metallica. Not really a Metallica CD, but it counts because it's Metallica. So then we got SM2, and then finally 72 Seasons. Next is my new metal CDs. Alright, so real quick, I wanted to do this real quick just in case. So once I get through the new metal and all that, this section and some of this section will not be shown. So to make it a little bit fair, I'm going to show this real quick. The Crow soundtrack I've gotten recently, everything else in that section I've not. And then everything else from here to, okay, we're going to stop at Meshuggah. That will not be shown, but I can make up for that by, yeah. But we will show everything, you know. Alright, I'm going to show this section real quick, so the new metal CDs can sit on something when I'm done. We got Korn, we got Life is Peachy, Follow the Leader, Issues, Untouchables, Greatest Hit Volume 1, See You on the Other Side, The Path of Totality, which is the dubstep album, and then we got Requiem, their newest album. And then we got Limp Bizkit, $3 Bill, y'all. Everything else after this will be shown, but these needed to get shown out the way. Alright, so next we got Significant Other, and then the last Limp Bizkit album that I have, Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water, probably one of my favorites. And we got Slipknot, self-titled. Then we got Iowa, probably their heaviest. Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. All Hope Is Gone, with the first Slipknot song I ever heard, Psychosocial. And then we got The Gray Chapter, the first album with Jay. And then we got We Are Not Your Kind. I need to get the version with that bonus track. And then we got The End So Far, the last album with Jay. And then we got Disturbed, The Sickness. And then we got Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, from 1992. Now I got one more section of the new metal stuff, and then we will move on to Van Halen. Alright, now we got Evil Empire, Battle of Los Angeles. And then we got Deftones Adrenaline, one of my favorite albums by the band. Then we got Around the Fur, White Pony, and then we have their newest release, Private Music. I heard this all the way through. I bought the CD just to hear the album for the first time. Great experience. Then we got Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Then we got Meteora. We got Minutes to Midnight, which has my favorite song, Giving Up. Then we got the Paper Cuts compilation. Very happy to have this because it has Lost. That's what it's called. And then we got their newest album, From Zero. I still need to listen to the rest of this album, but I heard most of it. And it wasn't too bad, just, I'm not a fan. Then we got System of a Down. And then we got Toxicity. Then we got Still This Album. And then we got Mesmerize and Hypnotize, the double albums. Alright, that's it for the new metal stuff. Now for Van Halen, and then my thrash stuff, then my grunge stuff, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, now we got Van Halen. We got Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, Women and Children First was one of my favorites. And then we got Fair Warning, which is another favorite of mine. And then we got Diaper Down, which is kind of their covers album. 1984, their biggest album, 5150. The first one was Sammy Hagar, not David Lee Roth. And we got Black and Blue, the single off of OU812, which the cool thing about the single is, I think this is my most recent Van Halen CD. It has the fade version and the LP version of the song. And then we got Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge, which is the F word if you just don't use all that. And then we got Live Right Here, Right Now. And then Balance, which has a newer version that I need to find one day. Then we got Volume 1, Best of. We got Van Halen 3, which is easily their worst. We got the Best of Both Worlds. And then we got A Different Kind of Truth. Now, once I find the live album from 2015, I will have all their official releases. Next is my thrash section, which kind of has some stuff that isn't like thrash, but you know, it works. Now we got my thrash stuff. We got Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, Peace Sells, but Who's Buying, So Far So Good So What, Rust in Peace. We got my newest Megadeth CD, Maximum Megadeth. It's a cool little CD I found. We got Countdown to Extinction, Euthanasia. We got Hidden Treasures, Cryptic Writings, Risk, The World Needs a Hero, Capital Punishment, Megadeth things. I knew I was going to drop it. I always drop something. Yeah. Not a great little start right there for that one. It'll be alright. I'll always end up dropping a CD at some point. Then we got United Abominations. Now, I used to do these on my bed, so if they fall, it's not going to end well. Alright, now we're going to get on with this section. I got to put this one back. Continuing with Megadeth, we got Endgame, 13, Super Collider, which the cool thing about that is got a little advertisement in it. And then we got Dystopia, which is a great album and a great band. If you know, you know. The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. And then now we have Anthrax. We got A Fistful of Metal, Spreading the Disease, Among the Living, State of Euphoria, and I don't even know how to say that. Persistence of Time, Attack of the Killer Bees, and Return of the Killer A's. Alright, I'm gonna put these back as well, and we can finish up with the thrash stuff. Got Overkill, Under the Influence, Use of Decay, Horoscope. We got Exodus, Bonded by Blood, Fabulous Disaster, which is one of my favorites. Tour Morbid Visions, Schizophrenia. I don't know why everything's starting to not do right. Beneath the Remains, Arise, Chaos AD, Roots Buddy Roots, Rammstein. Got 2 singles on Dead Do Hostile, and Typo Negative, Slow Deep and Hard. And it kind of works because this album is kind of thrashy, but Rammstein being there, I don't think they need to be, but I have no other industrial albums yet. But if I do, they're going to be there. Now we got the growing CDs, and then we got those 2 stacks behind those, and then show some of the CDs from that 1 stack, and I can show the CDs right there, and then I should be done. Now we have my growing CDs. We have Live, Thornton Cooper, Black Crows, Shake Your Moneymaker, 3 Snakes and One Charm. Then we got Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, and Melancholy in the Infinite Sadness. Then we got Stone Temple Pilot Core, and Purple. Then we got Soundgarden, Bad Moto Finger, and Super Unknown. Then we got Pearl Jam 10, MTV Unplugged, Versus, and Vitology. Then we got Bleach, Nirvana, and Nevermind. Then we got Incesticide. We got In Utero 20th Anniversary Edition. Then we got MTV Unplugged, which was the first CD I ever got. Nirvana Icon compilations, which is close to the Black compilation they had. We got Sliver, the Best of Box. The Essential Foo Fighters. I doubt I'll get any new ones anytime soon. We got Mad Season Above, which is out Wayne Staley's project. Facelift. We got Sap and Dirt. I don't know why these CDs starting to get stuck together. Then we got Jar Flies, self-titled, MTV Unplugged. Then we got the Best of Box, Nothing Safe. And then we got Black Gives Way to Blue, a dedication to Lane. And we got The Devil Put Dinosaurs here, and Rainier Fog. That's it for the Grunge albums. I got 2 more stacks. You got some CDs on the top shelf I forgot to mention, and then those. Alright, so I consider this stack the classic heavy metal section. So we're gonna get on with it. We got The Very Beast of Dio, which is the very best of Dio. Judas Priest, British Steel, Point of Entry, Scream for Vengeance, Defender of the Faith, Ram It Down, Painkiller, Jugulator, Demolition. Then we got Black Sabbath, Paranoid, Master Reality, Volume 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Sabotage, Technical Ecstasy, Never Say Die, 13, and then the Ultimate Collection. I'm gonna put these back real quick and continue. Continuing with Ozzy, Blizzard Oz, Diary of a Madman, Speak of the Devil, Bark at the Moon, The Ultimate Sin, Tribute, which I have the shirt to this album, which is nice because it's my favorite. Plus, Randy Rhoads, No Rest for the Wicked, Just Say Ozzy, No More Tears, Osmosis, The Oz Man Cometh, Down to Earth, and then we got Live, whatever that's called. Then we got Undercover, Black Rain, Scream, Ordinary Man, Patient number 9, and that's it for Ozzy. Then we got Pantera Metal Magic, Projects in the Jungle, I Am the Night, Power Metal, and then the other studio albums. Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, Far Beyond Driven, Great Southern Trendkill, and Reinventing the Steel. And then we got the Walk EP/single. Then we got the Best of Pantera, which has a bonus DVD, which is awesome, with the music videos and the famous Domination Muska. And then we got Acid Bath, When a Kite String Pops, and Pagan Terrorism Tactics. And that's it for this section. Now we got one more huge section. I'm gonna show maybe a few CDs from one section, then I gotta show the stuff at the top, and then I should be done. Now this is considered my classic rock section. We have Boston, Thin Lizzy Jailbreak, The Who, Who's Next, and then we got The Doors, Strange Days, Waiting for the Sun, The Soft Parade, The Future Starts Here, Rush 2112, Moving Pictures, Spirit of the Radio, Working Man, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall, The Division Bell, Symphonic Pink Floyd, and then Echoes, The Best Of. And then we got Queen, News of the World, The Miracle. Then we got Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic, Greatest Hits, Done with Mirrors, Permanent Vacation, Pump, Get a Grip. Then we got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Then we got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication. We got Def Leppard, On Through the Night, High and Dry, Pyromania, Hysteria, Adrenalize, Rock of Ages. Then we got Scorpions, Blackout, Love at First Sting, which the song on this album is kind of special towards someone. I'm not gonna say who. If they're watching, they probably know who they are. Creed, Modern Prison, Weathered, and Greatest Hits. That's it for this section. Now we are gonna hurry up and get through these other sections, and then I should be done. Well, we got some CDs from this other section. I'm gonna get these ready real quick so they can be shown, because I need to hurry up and finish getting everything kind of back to normal so I can finish the video and be done. Alright, so we got 30 Seconds to Mars, A Beautiful Lie, Fall Out Boy, Under the Court Tree, Fall Out Boy, on High, My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, The Black Parade, Danger Days. Then we got Green Day Dookie, Insomniac, Warning, American Idiot, Weezer, The Blue Album, Green Album, City of Evil, Out of the King, and Lamb of God, Omens. Alright, to end off that section, we have Meshuggah. I don't remember how to say the album name, but it's in a very awesome case. Then we got Violent Sleep of Reason. And the cool thing about this CD is, thank God that all came out. It comes with guitar picks. That's probably the most sick thing about the album. Plus, it's probably my only, like, really heavy album. have. Then we got Guns N' Roses. This is the person that I maybe mentioned about the Scorpions thing. This is, I think, their favorite band, or one of them. Not their number one, but yeah. I'm not gonna say who. They know who they are. We got Appetite for Destruction, GNR Lies. Then we got Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. We got the Spaghetti Incident, and funnily enough, the song Attitude will be mentioned in a second. So we got their greatest hits. And I freaked out when I saw this was the artwork of the CD, but that's okay, because it's for the joke. Alright, and then we got Chinese Democracy. Now, this band, I've wanted CDs for a while from them, and now I do. It's The Misfits. We got Static Age, which has the song Attitude that GNR covered. We got Earth AD. Very Sick CD. Then we got Collection 1, which also, I think, has it. No. Collection 2 has it. Attitude, and We Are 138. Last Caress, and then both Halloweens. That's it for the Misfits. Now, we move on to the top shelf. Then I will slowly show those, and we should be done. Real quick, I wanted to show these two live CDs that I have that are on the bottom shelf. And once I'm done, I'll show the inside of what everything looks like. Oh, we got Frampton, Comes to Alive, Peter Frampton. Then we got Jimi Hendrix live at Woodstock, which is his famous concert. I don't know what I said. Now we have my favorite part of the top is Iron Maiden. Now Iron Maiden, I've only had 2 other albums for the longest time. Now I have more than 2. So starting off, we have Killers. This version has the Twilight Zone. Now hopefully I find the first album with the bonus track Sanctuary. Then we got Number of the Beast. This one has Total Eclipse. Now this one's the newer version of the Number of the Beast that I have. Like, it's not the newest. I think this one's like newer, but the reason I have 2 is because this one has Total Eclipse, and I think this one kind of sucks because it's not the same. But it's fun to have 2 copies and compare it. And then we got Peace of Mind. Wanted that album for the longest time. Then we got Power Slave. I posted this one not too long ago. It was that album's anniversary. I think September 3rd. We got Somewhere Time. This one I've wanted for the longest time. Sadly, the booklet's kind of messed up, so that's why I was worried about that one. Then we got my favorite, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, like proggy power metal. And we got Nope, Prayer for the Dying, Virtual 11, Dance of Death. Then we got the Many Faces of Iron Maiden. My dad got me that CD, and he thought it had all the songs. They're covers of the songs, but mostly by Paul, rest in peace, the original singer. Very sick CD. So now I got 2 The Many Faces of. Hopefully I can get the Def Leppard one as well. And then this is the most recent Iron Maiden album I have, Senjutsu. This one I got at the beach. It is a very sick long box CD. It is awesome. It's 2 discs. And it's a very cool booklet with some cool pictures. Plus this outfit's in Dead by Daylight. Hopefully I can get that outfit at some point in time. But yes, an amazing CD. Very happy to have this, and couldn't ask for anything better. And it's crazy how fast my Iron Maiden collection has grown. Alright, so these CDs right here are supposed to be a part of that section I showed a few minutes ago, but they are on the top shelf now. So we got Oasis, Cigarettes and Alcohol EP/single. This one's my newest Oasis CD. It's very awesome. It's a cool little single. We got What's the Story, Morning Glory, their famous album. I want their first album. And then we got the Wonderwall single, or EP, and it's very awesome. And then we got, never mind the Bullocks, here's the Sex Pistols. And then we got 9 Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine. And then we got the Downward Spiral, my most recent 9 Inch Nails album. And I've always wanted this album. I'm glad I finally picked it up. Very awesome CD. And yes, you've probably seen these albums before in that other stack. But I've had to rearrange some stuff since last time because I'm running out of room. I need a shelf. Alright, we got my black metal section real quick and this other section, and we should be done. Alright, so we got Mayhem Death Crush. You've seen this one before in a few videos. And then we got De Mysterious Don Santanas. And then we got these two new black metal CDs. These albums I've never seen or heard of the band before, but I found them randomly, and now I know the band. I don't know how to say their names, but it's very awesome to own these physically, because some of this stuff is kind of, you know, not the easiest to find, especially if they're underground like this. And sometimes you can find them on streaming. Alright, now we have White Zombie, Devil Music Volume 1. This one I've been looking for a while, and it's a very awesome release, and probably one of my favorite White Zombie albums. Now there's a band I'm kind of excited to show, and I wanted to keep them a little private. So if you were wondering what the band is, it is Dystopia. Dystopia is a very underrated band. I think they got a little more popular because of TikTok, but anyways, here's Human Equals Garbage. Then we have the Aftermath. And finally, their self-titled album, which I need to give this one a listen. My Meds Aren't Working is the popular song. Mostly because of the intro, you hear it in like edits and stuff. But anyways, that's it for the top section. Now I'm going to show these real quick and I should be done. Alright, so here is a CD tower I've had for years. And yes, most of these aren't really recent. I'm going to show the recent ones because you might have seen these before. But I got Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Tom Petty, Michael Jackson, all that stuff. Now, Eric Clapton Unplugged. I got that the same day I got the Hell Awaits vinyl. If I didn't mention that, I got that the same day. And also, yes, Fragile, that as well. And everything else I've had for a while. That's it for the CD tower. And now, alright, so this is where I keep my CDs and vinyl. There's some vinyls I didn't show because I don't like touching those because they're old. This is where I keep most of my stuff, like CDs. Everything is in here, and I like to keep them in here. But hopefully at some point I'll be able to have a shelf, because I kind of want them to sit up like this on a shelf, and then it'll be a lot easier because all I gotta do is pull it out and pull it back in. But anyways, I hoped you enjoyed watching, whoever watches this. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and sorry that it took me until September to release it, but I'm kind of glad I waited, because these CDs, some of those, some of that, and the Misfit CDs, all this stuff was kind of unexpected, especially the Deftones album. Some of these CDs came right after I recorded the first time, but now I've gotten most of my CDs, so I don't think I'm gonna have any more CDs for a good while. And I will try to post at the, like, sometime in January because I know I'm gonna have more CDs by then. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, and I'll be posting shorts and real quick. And if you haven't already, please go follow my Instagram. We need to hit 1,000 followers by the end of the year, which I'm sure we can do that. And if we can, that would be awesome. I post CDs, sometimes vinyls, and I used to post, like, sometimes I would post like a song. I used to do that a lot. And then I post vocal covers and sometimes CD stuff and rarely bass covers. I do all stuff like that. So if you want to go follow me and see more stuff recently and all that, go follow my Instagram, and please subscribe to my YouTube, which this will be published on YouTube, but please subscribe. And yes, it's been 6 months since I've last posted. I haven't posted in a good while, and most of this stuff is privated, thank God, because it's embarrassing. But if you want to see some newer stuff, watch my shorts. I sometimes post on here, but I'm more on Instagram, so please give me a follow and enjoy the video. And I will try to edit this together with the video that stopped recording, and this will get published soon. Hope you enjoy.